Well, it's here. The World Baseball Classic is about to begin. Taiwan and Australia are playing at the Tokyo Dome. They just finished the national anthems. And by the sound of the crowd after the national anthems, there's a large Taiwanese crowd present. There's a lot of Taiwanese who made the trip. And I've heard about this and I've seen about it online, where a lot of Taiwanese have made the trip to Tokyo to play, to watch the World Baseball Classic. And so you have Taiwan is going to be the visiting team. They're wearing their blue with white and red trim. And Australia is going to be the home team. They're wearing their traditional green kits with yellow trim. Taiwan starting lineup. Batting first will be Stuart Fairchild. He's American-born, but his mother is Taiwanese, so he's also a Taiwanese citizen, born in Wisconsin. He also plays for the Cleveland Indians in the United States in MLB. Li Nanke will be batting second, power hitter who played for the Uni Lions in Tainan for a long time, but this year he'll be playing for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in Japan. So he'll be making a step up. That'll, of course, not be good for the Lions. Batting third will be Chen Jinxian. Batting fourth will be Zhang Yucheng, also known as Yu Chang in the United States. Batting fifth will be Wu Dianting. Batting sixth will be Zhang Kunyu, the popular shortstop who plays for the brothers in Taichung. Lin Ziwei, also formerly of the Boston Red Sox, will be batting seventh for Taiwan. Batting eighth will be Zhang Xiaohong. And batting ninth will be Chen Zhenwei. And that'll be the batting for that. There's a lot of power in this lineup. So Taiwan definitely will have the potential to score a lot of runs. Pitching today will be Shudo Shi. He's actually going to be pitching in Japan this year, also for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. And so for the Australians, batting first, playing second base will be Travis Bazzana. Batting second, playing third base will be Curtis Mead. Batting third, playing center field will be Aaron Whitefield. Batting fourth, playing designated hitter will be Alex Hall. Batting fifth will be Jared Dale, will be the shortstop. Batting sixth for Australia will be Rickson Ringrove. Batting seventh will be Robbie Perkins. Batting eighth will be Chris Burke. And batting ninth for the Australians will be Tim Kennelly. Pitching for the Australians is Alex Wells. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know as much about the Australian team. What I do know is that they can play ball. I've seen them play before. They have advanced to the quarterfinals of the World Baseball Classic. These are two teams that are going to be wanting to get off to a really good start because they're going to want to be competing with Korea to get that second transfer spot out of the Tokyo pool to go over to the United States. Now, the schedule does favor Taiwan a little bit, and that they will play all of their 4 games in 4 consecutive days, which is actually, I think, a good thing in baseball. And also, if they do advance, that'll give them a couple of extra days to get over to the United States. So here we go. We have Australia in the dugout. The game will be starting in a few minutes. The national anthems for both Taiwan and Australia have been played. If you're watching this game and maybe you've got the very boring World Baseball Softball Confederation announcers on and you want to I do know a lot about the Taiwan team because I've been following Taiwan baseball for more than 2 decades. I've met a lot of the players. I've been to more than 1,000 games in my time in Taiwan. So I'm very, very familiar with the Taiwanese team. I only regret that I'll have to leave at about 12 o'clock because I have to go to work this afternoon. But I'm actually really, really excited. I think Taiwan's chances to get out of this group are reasonably good. The last time Taiwan played at the Tokyo Dome was in the fall of 2004 when Taiwan went in as the underdog. Came in second in the group play in the Premier 12 in the final group, finishing ahead of the United States, playing Japan in the final. And actually, they literally dominated that game against Japan in the final of the Premier 12 in 2024, so that Taiwan emerged as the global champion. So Taiwan are the reigning Premier 12 champions, though they have historically underperformed in the World Baseball Classic. Despite being the reigning global champions, Taiwan finished last in its pool in 2023 in Taichung, finishing in a really wild 5-way tiebreaker in which all 5 teams finished with identical 2-2 records, and Taiwan lost on the tiebreaker, which is basically runs given up per defensive inning. Taiwan's pitching has always been a weak spot for this team. If you look at Taiwan's professional league, a lot of the starting pitchers in particular are foreigners. Many of the teams use their foreigner allocation. Each team's allowed to have 3 foreigners. Most teams use their foreigner allocation for pitching. And so that really does hurt the Taiwanese pitching a little bit. or maybe it's also an indication that Taiwan's pitching is not as good as it's hitting. There are some heavy hitters in this lineup, starting with Zhang Yucheng. Zhang Yucheng, who played in the United States, he played in MLB, he played for the Red Sox, among other teams. He's a heavy hitter. Li Nanke, who played for the Uni Lions for a long time, he'll be playing in Fukuoka in Japan this year for the SoftBank Hawks. He's a home run threat. Stuart Fairchild, who plays for the Cleveland Indians, he's also a home run threat. So there's definitely some home run threats in this lineup. But Zhang Yucheng is going to be familiar to a lot of Red Sox fans. Also Lin Ziwei, who also used to play for the Boston Red Sox and now plays for the Rakuten Monkeys, the reigning champions in Taiwan. And so as Taiwan prepares to take on Australia, there's a lot of experienced, talented players in the Taiwan lineup. So that's going to be a lot of players that Australia's going to have to worry about. In terms of Australia, Alex Hall is the big hitter for Australia. He's always a threat. You have to be careful pitching around him. Other than that, Australia doesn't really have a lot of power. They're really good at small ball. They historically played good at small ball. They're historically a little bit weak on defense, and that's something that Taiwan, who is a fairly quick team, there's a lot of speed on the Taiwanese team, that they could take advantage of. So look for Taiwan to be aggressive on the base paths, but Taiwan also is very good at playing small ball. You look at watch Taiwan's league, and Taiwan's very, very good at playing the small ball. And so as we wait for the game to get started, Taiwan will be up first because Taiwan is listed as the visiting team for this game. Australia will be the home team, and so they'll be bidding second. Now, keep in mind, also in these games, there is a 10-run rule. There is a mercy rule. So if either Australia or Taiwan take a 10-run lead after any particular inning after the fourth inning, the game will be over, which is why they use that really peculiar tiebreaker system in which they use the runs given up. It's actually not even per defensive inning, it's per defensive out. They actually calculate by the defensive outs that you play, and then how many runs do you allow per defensive out. So right now I see the local commentators are going to be Yuan Dingwen and Tian Honggui will be the local commentators on the local TV. And so I'll be watching the local TV here. I won't be quite able to listen to them quite so much because I'll be trying to talk about. But again, watching on the TV in this pool, they're showing the preview of the pool now. Japan, Australia, Taiwan, Czech Republic, Korea. Tokyo Dome is hosting for the 6th consecutive time. Japan is a 3-time champion. And so just to talk about how this is all going to work, first round, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Houston, Texas, Tokyo, Japan, and Miami, Florida. Quarterfinals will be in the 2 U.S. locations. Round robin for the first round. And like 2013, after the first round, it'll be round robin. There's a 65 pitch limit. That you're not allowed to have pitchers pitch over 65 pitches. That's a rule put in because Major League Baseball, as is Taiwan, as is several other leagues, are currently in their spring training, and so they don't really want to make sure that these pitchers don't. So right now they're focusing on Zhang Yucheng, who batted .438 in the last Classic, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. He was on the All-World Baseball Classic team in 2013. He is going to be the heavy hitter for the Taiwanese team. Yu Chang is how he's known as in the U.S. and internationally. In Chinese, his name is Zhang Yucheng. And so if you hear me say Zhang Yucheng, I'll be talking about Yu Chang. He'll be hitting in the cleanup spot for the Taiwanese because he is a hitter. 2023, Australia advanced. They beat Korea 8-7. They beat China 12-2. They lost to Japan, as does everybody else, 7-1. They beat Czechia 8-3. So they advanced with a 3-1 record out of their group in Tokyo. So they do have experience. They are able to advance. But this is a tougher group than they had to face last time. No, they have to face Taiwan. They have to face Korea. Of course, they have to face Japan again. Really, the only easy game in this group, on paper anyway, is going to be Czechia or the Czech Republic. And so we have a really critical first game here between Taiwan and Australia to see who is going to be the team that's going to compete for that second spot to transfer to the quarterfinals, assuming that, of course, Japan is generally regarded as a cinch to claim one of those 2 spots and to make a deep run into the tournament as the defending champions and as the only multi-winning country in this tournament. The Dominican Republic has won a World Baseball Classic, and the United States has also won a World Baseball Classic. But Japan are the reigning champions for 2023, and they are three-time champions, also having won in 2006. And that really classic run in 2009, where they lost to Korea twice in the two pool rounds in Tokyo, and then when that, which is shocking in many respects, that Japan lost twice to Korea in 2009 at home in Tokyo. But when they went to the finals and played Korea in the final, they were able to defeat Korea, gain their second World Baseball Classic, and they got their third last year. Taiwan will be playing Japan tomorrow evening, and that, of course, is a heated rivalry. A lot of respect between the two teams. Japan might be thinking about getting a little bit of revenge for Taiwan's defeating Japan in the championship of the Premier 12 in 2024. But generally speaking, I don't think the Japanese really think that way. In fact, the Japanese were very, very respectful when Taiwan won that. But it's going to be very, very heated. This is a very difficult group. This is not going to be an easy group to get through. We're now just waiting for the play to get ready. The players are taking the field. They're doing their warm-ups. Pitcher is warming up. Pitcher for Australia, Alex Wells, is on the mound. And the first batter for Taiwan will be Stuart Fairchild, who, again, it doesn't sound like a very Taiwanese name. He is half Taiwanese. His mother is Taiwanese. He was born in Wisconsin. He plays for the Cleveland, I think I said Cleveland Indians earlier. It's the Cleveland Guardians. They're now showing highlights from the qualifier, which was in Taipei at the Taipei Dome, in which Taiwan clinched qualification against Spain. And you see the video of the CT girls, the cheerleaders. The cheerleaders who also made the trip to Taipei. The cheerleaders are a very big part of Taiwan baseball culture, so they will be in Taipei, in Tokyo. And so now they're showing the Taiwan warm-up dugout. You see the players stretching out, getting ready for this game to begin. Taiwan has really been looking forward to this tournament, especially after winning the 2024 Premier 12 tournament in Tokyo. Taiwan has a good record in Tokyo. Taiwan's played well in Tokyo. Again, in the 2013 World Baseball Classic, when Taiwan advanced to the quarterfinal round in Tokyo and played Japan in the first match, they gave Japan a run for their money. That was one of the most exciting World Cup Baseball Classic games ever. Japan won that game in extra innings and were able to advance. Taiwan almost knocked Japan out of that tournament before Japan advanced and moved on to the semifinals. And so lineups are now on. Zhang Yucheng is, again, the featured player. Yu Chang, as he's known in the United States, but in Chinese, his name is Zhang Yucheng. He's the cleanup hitter. He was on the All-World Baseball Classic team in 2023. Alex Wells is on the mound. He plays for Sydney in the Australian Baseball League. He has 9 starts. They've already, of course, begun their season because they're heading into they're actually ending their summer. Remember, the seasons are opposite in Australia. So they've already been playing their season. And that actually might be an advantage for Australia because their players have already been playing. That's always an advantage that the Australians have coming into this tournament is that they're already in their season. And so that these players have been playing. Whereas, say, Taiwan or the United States or Japan, their seasons haven't begun yet. And so they're kind of in their spring training mode. And that means maybe they're not at peak season efficiency, where the Australians, they generally do well in this tournament. And I think part of that is because they play during the season. This is the end of their season. And so they're in midseason form or even late season form. And so that actually makes them a little bit better prepared for this tournament than many of the other teams. But having said that, there's just so much talent on Taiwan, Korea Republic, and Japan that Australia is going to be hitting a little over their heads, but not that much over their heads. They do have the players. They do have a professional league in Australia, as do, of course, Taiwan, Korea, and Japan, the 3 big powers in Asia. They are the only 3 teams that qualified from Asia because China, who usually plays in the Tokyo regional because they don't want to play in Taiwan. They never play in Taiwan. And so here we go. First pitch is up, and Stuart Fairchild, and that's high and outside for ball 1. Stuart Fairchild at the plate. He took that one looking. And Stuart Fairchild, he played with the Braves last year, batted 216, OPS of 606. He didn't get a lot of appearances. He is now on the Cleveland Indians roster. High fastball, popped foul. It's a 1-1 count to Stuart Fairchild, the leadoff batter for the Taiwanese team. And as we have Australia in their greens and we have Taiwan in their blue with white pants. The third pitch coming in, it's a breaking ball outside. Stuart Fairchild chases it. It is now a 1-2 count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. First batter of the game, top of the first, Taiwan playing at the Tokyo Dome against Australia. And looking at the first 3 pitches by Alex Wells, he's looking pretty confident out there. He's moving the ball pretty well. He's moving the ball around the plate. He wind up in the pitch. And that's low and slightly outside on the corner maybe, but it's low, called for a ball. So it's a 2-2 count to Stuart Fairchild. Stuart Fairchild, first time performing for Taiwan, born in the United States, but again, Taiwanese mother. So he's Taiwanese, and so he's representing the Taiwan team. The pitch, high, driven out to left field, and it is foul. Oh, that was a long line drive. Hit really hard. It had home run distance on it, but it was just foul. He pulled it just a little too much. So just a little bit of a mistake there by Alex Wells. Stuart Fairchild jumped on it. It went long. The Taiwanese were running out of the dugout thinking it was gone, but he had just pulled it a little bit foul. And so here comes a 2-2 pitch again. Low. It's a full count. The Taiwanese, there's a lot of Taiwanese in the crowd. It's a very, very raucous Taiwan crowd there. And I'll tell you one thing about the Taiwanese. They love their baseball. They got Taiwan flags, Taiwan jerseys all over the place, smartphones, taking video, taking photos. Full count to Stuart Fairchild, leadoff batter for Taiwan. And it's a nice breaking ball by Alex Wells in the strike zone. Stuart Fairchild goes out swinging for the first out for the Taiwan team. So after fouling the ball down the third baseline, just foul, he strikes out on a real. I have to say that was a really good pitch by Alex Wells. It took a lot for Alex Wells there to get Stuart Fairchild out. Li Nanke is the second batter. He's a lefty, so he should get a good look at some of these pitches. And that was a really sliding breaking ball sweeper going outside for ball one against Li Nanke. Li Nanke is a young player. He played with the Uni President Lions last year. He has long powered them to success in the Taiwan Baseball League. That was high on the upper outside corner. 1-1 count to Li Nanke for Taiwan. As Li Nanke is looking, he has played in the World Baseball Classic before. That was a high fastball. He popped it up. I think if it were an outside stadium, he might have drawn some dew with that. But that was a high pop up to the shortstop. So it's going to be a fly out for Li Nanke. Lean fly out 6. So it's going to be unassisted out to number 6, Li Nanke, the second batter for Taiwan. Taiwan is now 2 outs with no one on. The third batter is Chun Jianxian. Chun Jianxian has also played for Taiwan before in the World Baseball Classic. That is just outside, just off of the bottom outside corner to the lefty. So it's it's a 1-0 count. Chun Jianxian also plays for the Uni President Lions. Oh, that is way high and inside for ball 2. It's a 2-0 count to Chun Jianxian for Taiwan. 2 outs, no one on, 2-0 count. Alex Wells working very, very quickly. That is also a little bit low. It's a 3-0 count now to Li Nanke. Li Nanke is someone you definitely want to be careful about because if you give him a good pitch, he is going to rip that down the right field line and rip it out of the Tokyo Dome fall field. How on earth was that a strike? That was well outside. I mean, granted, it was a good movement, had good movement on it. It was a sweeper, but that was well outside the strike zone. But the umpire called it a strike. The 3-1 count to Li Nanke. Again, he's working really, really fast. Now, that is a ball 4. So it's a 5-ball walk, bases on balls. Sorry, that was not Li Nanke. That was Chun Jianxian. Chun Jianxian got a walk. So Taiwan now has 1 runner on Chun Jianxian. Zhang Yucheng, the power hitter for Taiwan, is up. He was on the 2023 All-World Baseball Classic team. He played for the Boston Red Sox. He now plays with the Fubon Guardians. 292 average with 14 home runs. He was one of the top home run hitters in the Taiwan League last year. Outside for ball 1. Now, Wells looked really good against the first 2 batters, but against Chun Jianxian and now Zhang Yucheng, he's looking a little bit shaky. He's having a hard time finding the strike zone. That one was inside, and it's popped up by Zhang Yucheng. The second baseman is under it, and he struggled a little bit to get it, but he got it. So it's a fly out to the second baseman. So Taiwan got a base on balls, no hits. Base on ball, one runner left on base. That was Chen Jianxian. And so it is 0-0 after the top of the first inning. And so we're going to come. We have, of course, there's a 2-minute break between the innings. So we have one left on base for Taiwan. So slow start. The thing about Alex, he works very, very quickly. Okay, he does not take his time at all. And he was having a hard time finding the strike zone, especially against Chen Jianxian and Zhang Yu Chang. But he was able to get the outs. He got the pop up. But now we're going to see what happens. Shudo Shi is arguably the best pitcher in Taiwan. He was a dominant pitcher in the Taiwan League, one of the few Taiwanese pitchers in the Taiwan League who's strong. Usually the pitchers in Taiwan the top pitchers are foreign pitchers. But he's going to be playing in Japan. So obvious. And he actually also got MLB attention. And so we're going to see if he can translate that into dominating some of the Australian hitters who are going to be in midseason form. And so the Australian hitters are going to have a little bit of an advantage in that they've seen live pitching for several months during their season, where, again, the Taiwanese are just getting into spring training. Taiwan has been in spring training now for about a month. There was just a break because we just had the Lunar New Year holiday. But in Taiwan, of course, they also have a winter league in Taiwan. And many of the Japanese players also come down to Taiwan for the Winter League because our weather here is generally conducive to playing baseball 12 months out of the year, whereas in Japan it gets really, really cold. And so we're going to come down to the bottom of the first inning. Coming up for Australia, batting first will be Travis Bezina. Second will be Curtis Mead. And the third batter in the bottom of the first will be Aaron Whitefield, okay, for the Australians. For Taiwan, on defense, the pitcher will be Shudo Shi as we now come back to the game. And you're going to have Travis Bezina coming up to bat. You're going to have Stuart Fairchild in center field. The catcher is Zhang Xiaohong. And Li Nanke is the designated hitter, so he's not in the field. Chen Jiexian is the right fielder. Zhang Yucheng is the third baseman. Wu Nianting is the first baseman. Zhang Kunyu is very short. They call him Xiao Ke'ai in Taiwan. It means little cute because he is one of the shortest players in Taiwan. He's going to be the shortstop, but don't let his lack of size fool you. He is a very, very athletic player. And so Shuo Shi is pitching. First pitch of the game, it's going to be a little bit outside. So it's an 0-1 count to Travis Bezina, who plays in the Australian League. Shu played with the Weichuan Dragons, won a championship with them a couple of years ago. With the Weichuan Dragons, the Weichuan Dragons are one of the stronger teams in the Taiwan Baseball League. He attracted a lot of attention from Major League Baseball and the NPB in Japan. He's going to play with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks this coming season. The second pitch is low. Oh, how was that a ball? That looked very much in the strike zone. It was a little bit low. It was right at the knees. The box showed it as a strike, but the umpire called it a ball. So the umpire's strike zone has been a little bit erratic just here in the first inning. 2-1 pitch coming in, breaking ball right on the corner, grounded to the first baseman. It is going to be a ground out unassisted to the Taiwanese first baseman, Wu Nianting, who fields it cleanly and gets it out. So it's a ground out. It's going to be 3 unassisted to the Taiwanese first baseman, Wu Nianting. And so the Australian lineup is now on the screen now. Mead is going to be up next. Whitefield is on deck as we are going to have one out, and we have the right-handed batter. And that is the first pitch is a fastball right down the heart of the strike zone, swinging miss for strike one. Mead was a bit late on that. I think he was caught off guard by this. But this guy can throw in the mid to high 90s. Second pitch was fouled off by Mead off of the helmet of the catcher Zhang Xiaohong, who also plays for the Weichuan Dragons in the Taiwan Professional League. And so here we go, Shu setting, and the pitch, and that's a breaking ball. That Wu Nianting thought that was a strike. The Taiwanese announcers thought that was a strike. That was means that they expected him to give it. He didn't give it to him. The pitch count looked like it was right on the upper right-hand corner. This one was a high fastball, and this one's dumped into right field for a single for Curtis Mead. So Australia gets its first hit of the game, a single, Curtis Mead. He dumps it into right field. So the Australians now have a base runner on first base. Aaron Whitefield is coming up. So you expect that Shiroshi will be pitching out of the stretch. I know if you're watching this on TV and you're seeing the names, first pitch is, see, now again, this is where the umpire's strike zone is looking a little bit crazy right now. That looked a little bit outside, but he gave Shiroshi the strike on that. And so it's going to be very, very hard, I think, for the hitters to kind of figure out what this guy's strike zone is, because right now it really is inconsistent. That is not anywhere close to a strike. That was a breaking ball. That was high, and that's going to be ball one. So it's a 1-1 count to Aaron Whitefield. Shiroshi pitching for the Taiwanese. If you're looking at the spellings and you're listening to, say, the English broadcast, and they're trying to say the Taiwanese names, they're going to be way, way off. The third pitch for Shiroshi is on the outside corner, fouled off, out of play. It is a 1-2 count. Runner on first base for the Australians. First base is Curtis Mead. And so one of the things that Shiroshi is going to do is he's a very aggressive pitcher. And so he's going to be going after pitchers. And so one of the things that he's going to be doing is he's going to be getting ahead of a lot of counts. He gets a lot of 0-1, 0-2 counts on pitchers. He does not generally like goof around the strike zone. Oh, that was a little bit high, drilled into left field, but it's going to be an out. It's a line out to left field, caught without any problem by the Taiwanese left fielder, who is Chen Zhenwei. So as a line out to 7, Chen Zhenwei in left field caught that ball off the line drive by Aaron Whitefield. So now the Australians have 2 outs with a runner on first base. Alex Hall is the hitter. He's a left-hander facing the right-hander Shiroshi for Taiwan. The first pitch was a little bit outside, so the count was 1-0. It's a 1-0 count with 2 outs, runner on first in the bottom of the first for Australia. And so we have the captain, Zhang Yucheng, at third base, and that's a very nice pitch, breaking ball. And Alex Hall is looking at Shiroshi. He's like, "What did you just throw at me?" That was on the outside. It was over the plate, on the outside part of the plate. It's a 1-1 count to Alex Hall. Pitch low. See, this is where now Shu is playing with Alex Hall's mind right now, because right now Shu is putting the ball wherever he wants, and Alex White has no idea where Shu's going to put this ball. That was a deep breaking ball, 83 miles an hour. Totally caught Alex Hall off guard. So 1-2 count, and that was just a brilliant pitch set by Shiroshi. This is showing why so many MLB teams and NPB teams showed interest in the pitcher, Shiroshi. So he gets out of, well, it wasn't really a jam. He did give up a 1-out single to Curtis Mead, but it's going to be a strikeout to finish the bottom of the first inning. So after 1 inning, it is 0-0. And both teams get a base runner. Taiwan got a walk to Chen Jianxian, and Curtis Mead of the Australians got a single. Neither one of the teams were able to advance their runner past first base. And so we have a 0-0 ball game. Each team has left a runner on. Each team got a base on ball, got a runner on. And so game is on. The World Baseball Classic has begun. Am I the only one around here who's really excited about this? I know I'm in a country that is just going crazy right now over this game. There's been talk about it. There's signs all over the place. There's promotions all over the place from different, even Food Panda's running promotions for the cheerleaders cards, for CTMAs. I mean, that's like really thing. Team Taiwan. The merchandise has been flying off the shelves, especially ever since the 2024 Premier 12 victory by Taiwan in the Tokyo Dome. And this is why I think Taiwan is going to feel a bit confident playing in the Tokyo Dome, because they've played here before. They know this venue. They've won here before. And so that gives Taiwan a little bit of an advantage. Then going for Australia, they're in midseason form. They're ready to go. I'm watching the advertisement right now. Again, this is a country that is growing on sports. The Taishin Bank is a sponsor for one of the women's soccer teams. It's actually my favorite team in the women's league, the Taichung Blue Whale. I've gone to many of their games. I'll be going to a couple of their games next month. And right now I'm watching a Food Panda and the CTMA's cards. So as I say, this is a country that is ready for this World Baseball Classic, that wants their team to do well in this World Baseball Classic, and really has high expectations for this team. There is the expectation that this team is going to advance out of this group, that they will get past Australia and will get past Korea on Sunday. And you assume if Taiwan wins this game, we expect that Japan is a potential loss, a probable loss, even though, again, Taiwan beat Japan the last time they played Japan here in the final of the Premier 12 to win the global champion. But let's be realistic. Japan's probably going to win that game. Japan's probably going to win the group. But if Taiwan wins against Australia here, wins against Korea on Sunday, it's pretty safe bet that Taiwan is going to advance. That whoever wins among those three teams, Australia, Taiwan, Korea Republic, one of those three teams will advance. All right. Alex Wells is on the mound. He's pitching against the left-hander Wen Yanting, the first baseman for Taiwan. And again, I don't understand what is up with this umpire because that ball was clearly outside, but he called it a strike. And it did it again. Another ball outside. The announcers on the TV are starting to get a little apoplectic. Two pitches, both of them outside, both of them called strikes. Batters, especially I think left-handed batters, third pitch was a little bit inside. He swung at it, foul pop to the third baseman. Mead catches it without any problem at all. So that's a foul pop-up, foul fly-out to the third baseman for the first out for Taiwan. Now, one of the things that these batters, especially I think the left-handed batters, are going to deal with is that outside sweeper from Wells is going outside. It's not in the strike zone, but he's calling it a strike. Zhang Qinyu is up, and there's a big trap. You can hear the chant. And again, it's not only to the left-handed batters, but also to the right-handed batters. That ball was outside, but he called it a strike. So it's a 1-1 count to Zhang Qinyu. And see, again, this is going to be the problem now. Those balls are going to be outside. Zhang Qinyu went swinging on that. It was a bit low, a bit outside, but he had to swing for that. It's a 1-2 count. This is definitely a pitcher's strike zone. Now, that ball was definitely too low. He was definitely holding on that. And now I'm getting because actually Zhang Qinyu is one of my favorite players. And that's going to be low and inside. It's a full count to Zhang Qinyu. And that is a swing and a miss. It was a little bit high. It was right on the corner. It was in the strike zone. Zhang Qinyu swung and he missed, and that's going to be the second out for Taiwan in the top of the second inning. It's still 0-0. There's no one on base. That was actually a really good pitch. Got to give Alex Wells credit. That was a really excellent pitch. Very, very tough pitch to get. Lin Ziwei, former Boston Red Sox, now plays with the Taiwan champion Rakuten Monkeys in Taoyuan, which is not far from where I am. He had a 241 average last year with a 658 OPS. He's known more for his defensive, and there's another pitch that's outside. So I think the word's got to be getting to the hitters now. Anything that's a little bit on the outside, you've got to swing at it because the umpire is giving that, and that's just what happened there. There was a nice sweeper. The left-handed Wells pitching to the left-handed Zhang Qinyu. It's Lin Ziwei. Pitching to the left-handed Lin Ziwei. It is now a 1-2 count, but the umpire that one was just a little bit too outside for the umpire to give that one. But hey, considering and everything, I would have thrown that pitch too because he's been given that outside. So keep going outside, make the hitters chase because the umpire's giving it to you. That ball was in the strike zone. You have the cheerleaders out there. I'm trying to see who I recognize out there. I see Jesse from the Fubon Angels, the Fubon Guardians. Cheerleader. So some of the cheerleaders for on the Taiwan side on the first base dugout, which is very common in Taiwan. And so you have, this one I don't understand. That was in the strike zone. It was right over the plate. It was on the high end of the strike zone, but the umpire didn't give that. He's been giving outside, clearly off the plate, but that was over the plate on the high end of the strike zone. So if I'm a hitter right now, that was a full count. That was a nice pitch by Wells. Breaking ball, upper corner, swung at it, missed. So that's the third strikeout now. Three strikeouts now for Alex Wells after 2 innings. Give him credit. He's pitching well. He now understands that the umpire is giving that outside corner. And so he has been using that gift by the umpires, throwing on the outside corner, making Taiwanese batters go after some of those pitches, which normally would not be strikes. But this umpire has been giving that off the plate. And so he has been chasing that. He's been going after that. And so here's going to be a problem. And let's see if Shiroshi, the Taiwanese pitcher, is able to adjust to what the umpire has been giving Alex Wells. Because as long as the umpire is consistent between the two teams, that's fine. It's going to be up to the batters to adjust. Now, the batters are still going through their first time through the lineup. Obviously, they'll be communicating to their teammates that the umpire is giving off the outside corner as a strike. And so obviously they're going to be having to communicate that to their teammates. And so we're going to be going to the bottom of the second. Coming up for Australia will be Jared Dale, followed by Rickson Wingrove, and then Robbie Perkins. So the three batters coming up for Australia in a 0-0 ball game going into the bottom of the second in the first game of the 2023 World Baseball Classic at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. Taiwan has been up twice. Alex Wells has 3 strikeouts, has a walk, 3 flyouts. Pretty harmless so far. The Taiwanese have not been able to do much. Some of the heavy hitters in the top of the lineup, Lin Anke, Zhang Yuqing, Wen Yanting, Stuart Fairchild, have not really been able to do anything for the Taiwanese. As the Australians come up, Shiro Shi is going to be going back to the mound. He was pitching for the Weichern Dragons. He'll now be pitching for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in the upcoming NPB season in Japan. And so now we have the right-handed batter, Jared Dale, will be facing the Taiwanese left-hander Shiroshi. And again, this guy is good. He can pitch. He was pitching in the Taiwan League. He was one of the dominant pitchers in the Taiwan League for several years. Drew MLB attention, and he's going to be landing in the MLB tonight at 6:00. Same venue will be Czechia, or the Czech Republic, facing off against the Korea Republic. First ball, breaking ball, outside corner for a strike. And again, if he's going to be giving off the plate, that was on the plate. That was right on the corner, a little bit low. Nice breaking ball, good movement. Dale, there's nothing you can do about that. Second pitch, high, ground ball, second base, and that is going to be a 4-3 ground out. Grounded the ball to the second baseman, Lin Ziwei, and he threw it to the first baseman, Wen Yanting, for the first out. So we have a 4-3 put out for the first out of the bottom of the second for Australia. And so Taiwan's pitching, Shiro Shi. Again, he gave up the walk in the first inning, but ever since that walk, he's been pretty stable. Left a runner on base successfully. Now facing Rickson Wingrove, pitched the first ball for a strike. Was Wingrove plays for Brisbane in the Australian Baseball League. That second pitch was in the dirt. Gets away from Wen Yanting, the catcher, for ball one. It's a 1-1 count. There's no one on base, so there's no harm in that. So we have the left-hander against the right-handed pitcher for Taiwan, Shiro Shi. And here comes the pitch. And that one is low, breaking ball, caught, chasing. Wingrove was chasing that ball. And here's the thing. When Shiroshi is on, he can make batters look really dumb. And Wingrove looked really dumb on that pitch. So it's a 1-2 count. The Taiwan crowd is starting to get loud. Now this is where that ball was outside. Maybe a little bit too outside for what this umpire has been given. But because the umpire had been giving the outside strike, Wingrove had to go for that strike because it was definitely not too high. It was a little high, but it was still strike zone level high. But it was a little outside. He had to chase that. He fouled it off. Here comes the pitch, and that is in the heart of the strike zone, a little bit in the high part of the strike zone, but in the heart of the strike zone, fouled off to the left into the left field stands. It is still a 1-2 count. Shiroshi stretching out, trying to get the signal from Wen Yanting, the catcher, and see. We got another pitch. Again, one thing I like about both of these pitchers is they're both working very quickly. That ball was a little bit outside, but again, umpire's been given it, so we had to chase it, and he hits it out to the opposite field to the Taiwanese left fielder, who today is the left fielder. I can't remember is Chen Dunwei. And he catches it no problem for the second out of the inning. So it's a fly out to the left fielder. The third batter of the inning for Australia is going to be Robin Perkins. Okay, 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the second, Robin Perkins is up. And high fastball, a little bit above the strike zone, but Perkins went chasing for it. He was a little bit behind it. Strike one. Plays for Brisbane, 311 for Brisbane in the APL. He's got a 988 OPS, so he's a pretty reliable hitter. He's a good contact hitter. But right now, Shiroshi is throwing high heat at this guy. And he's just behind. I mean, they're high, they're behind. Shiroshi right now is just throwing heat at him that Perkins just can't keep up with. Third pitch, 0-2 count, and here it comes. That one, he went high, 2 pitches in a row. This was a masterclass in pitching by Shuroshi. This is why he's so sought after. 2 pitches, high fastball, caught him chasing, and then he goes low, also low fastball, but he goes low, and Perkins is just helpless. 3 pitches, swinging, strikeout, and that is the first strikeout of the game for Shuroshi. Okay, so 2 innings, 0-0 score. Each team has had 1 runner on base. Both pitchers have settled in nicely after Alex Wells gave up the walk in the first inning to Jianxian, and Shuroshi gave up the early hit to Curtis Mead, also in the first inning. Both pitchers have since settled down. Both pitchers right now are looking pretty dominant. Looking again at the advantages that the umpire is given on the outside corner or off the outside corner, and giving that as a strike. That has actually been really, really beneficial to the pitchers. And if the pitchers are smart, they're going to use that. Part of Taiwan's drink culture, some lemon, I think it's lemon green tea. Let me see. It says, it's lemon black tea from a local tea shop called Coco. And so we got, between going into the 3rd inning, we're going to have Zhang Xiaohong going to lead off for Taiwan. And then Chen Zhengwei will be the 2nd batter for Taiwan. And go back to the top of the order, Stuart Fairchild, the Wisconsin-born, half Taiwanese, former Braves, now Indians player, who plays center fielder. He'll be the 3rd batter. So the lineup this inning is Zhang Xiaohong, Chen Zhengwei, and Stuart Fairchild will be the 3 batters for Taiwan in the top of the 3rd. And again, as I said earlier, this is a country that has just gone all excited. There's so many baseball ads. And I've been watching baseball ads for the last 2 weeks leading up to the World Baseball Classic. And people have been talking about the World Baseball Classic. There's a large Taiwanese contingent in Tokyo. You have, I'm trying to figure out who, I think that is Xiaobai. That is Xiaobai. He's one of the head cheerleaders for the Brother Elephants in Taichung, one of Taiwan's perennial powers in baseball. They lost the Taiwan Series final last year. So here we are at the top of the 3rd inning. Alex Wells is on the mound, and Zhang Xiaohong is at the plate. That is a little bit high on the inside corner. Umpire gave that as a strike. He's been consistent on the off the outside corner. He has not really been consistent. And now he's got to give that as a strike. Lower outside corner. Zhang Xiaohong was looking at it. It's an 0-2 count. 3rd pitch of again, both of these pitchers working really, really quickly. And 3 strikes. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And there's your first out of the inning. Zhang Xiaohong. Zhang Xiaohong is not in there for his batting prowess. He is in there because he is a really good catcher. But if Taiwan later does need a catcher that has offensive potential, that would be Jili Tila Gongguan. So now up to plate for Taiwan is Chen Zhengwei, the left fielder. First pitch was in there for a strike. He plays for the reigning champions. That was a really nice breaking ball by Wells. Got Chen swinging, 0-2. And as I said, Wells has really settled in nicely. That one was really, really high. Very, very high fastball. There was no way anyone was going to be going after that. It is a 1-2 count. Now, I was going to say about Alex Wells, he's working on 3 consecutive strikeouts right now. And that's going to go down as a strikeout in the dirt. He swung at a wild pitch, went into the dirt. The Australian catcher had to pick up the ball. Robbie Perkins had to pick up the ball, and then he threw the ball to first base to get the out. So that'll go out as a strikeout, and the put out will be 2-3 catcher to the first baseman. Chen Zhengwei was really going after. That was a really good movement on the fastball. So that's now 4 consecutive strikeouts for the Australian pitcher Alex Wells. So he's pitching really, really well in this opening game of the World Baseball Classic. Stuart Fairchild, the leadoff batter for Taiwan, is up, and it's right in the heart of the strike zone. And Fairchild makes contact, but he hits it foul after striking out in the first inning. He played with the Atlanta Braves last year. He is now currently in the Cleveland Indians organization. Wisconsin-born, but again to a Taiwanese mother. The second pitch is coming in. That is a really nice breaking ball. He hits the upper inside corner and gets strike 2 on Stuart Fairchild. Stuart Fairchild hoping to avoid a second strikeout. This is the top of the third inning. It's a 0-0 ball game at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. And the third pitch is coming in. That is high. Appeal. And the appeal is not given. Stuart Fairchild checked the swing. The Australian catcher appealed to the first base umpire. The first base umpire did not give him the appeal. So it is now a 1-2 count. And once again, Alex Wells is working very, very quickly. That is outside. Now, umpire had been giving that pitch. He didn't give it that time. Maybe it was just a little bit too much outside for the umpire to give that. But he's been given off the outside corner of the whole game. Stuart Fairchild now is looking at a 2-2 pitch from Alex Wells. Again, outside. Fairchild goes after it, which he has to because the umpire has been giving that pitch. He fouls it. He pulls it foul down the third baseline. So now keep in mind that in the first round, there is a 65 pitch count limit. Wells is now on 45 pitches. So in the third inning, he's on 45 pitches. So he's got the 4 strikeouts. He's got 4 consecutive strikeouts, but his pitch count is getting a little bit on the high side already. So that was a really nice pitch. 3 up, 3 down. He struck out the side. That is his 6th strikeout. And the second time he struck out Stuart Fairchild. In fact, both of them were looking. I have to say this. Alex Wells is pitching extremely well after giving up the walk in the first inning to Chen Jianxian. He goes up now. He has gotten 5 consecutive strikeouts. 5 consecutive strikeouts for Alex Wells. So he's moving the ball well. He's controlling the corners. He's given what the umpire has given him off the plate, and he's using it extremely effectively. The only problem for Wells is the 4th inning is very likely going to be his last inning, simply because he's going to reach that 65 pitch count, especially considering he's getting so many strikeouts. It takes more pitches to strike out hitters, obviously, than it does if you're getting them to pop up on, say, the first, second, or third pitch of the at-bat. And so now, bottom of the third inning, Shiroshi will be, again, pitching for Taiwan. And coming up for Australia will be Chris Burke, Tim Kennelly, and then back to the top of the order for Travis Bazzana. While Shiroshi has not been getting the strikeouts that Alex Wells has gotten, he's only gotten 2 strikeouts. He struck out Alex Hall in the first and Robbie Perkins in the second. But he has been pretty much controlling the batters, getting the batters to do what he wants, with the exception of the Curtis Mead single in the bottom of the first. So we have, coming up to the bottom of the third, Australia is going to be coming up. It's a 0-0 ball game. Each team has had 1 base runner, 1 left on base. Australia got on the basis of a single by Alex Hall. Taiwan got a walk. Chen Jianxian drew a walk in the top of the first in order to get Taiwan's lone base runner. So each team has had 1 base runner. Each team has had 1 left on base. We're going to come to the bottom of the third inning, and we're going to see if Shiroshi can keep up the momentum and keep up. He's not going to try to keep up with Alex Wells on strikeouts. Shiroshi is not the type of pitcher who's going to get all those strikeouts, where Alex Wells has gotten now 5 consecutive strikeouts for Australia. But he's going to get hitters to foul the ball. He's going to get hitters to pop up. He's going to get hitters to ground out to his infielders. That's his MO. That's how he gets his outs. And so I don't think they'll post his strike count up in a minute, his pitch count up in a minute, I'm sure. I haven't seen his pitch count. I wasn't keeping track. I do know because they were showing Alex Wells. Alex Wells, his pitch count is pretty high. And so now Shu is actually on a 27 pitches, so his pitch count's a bit lower. But the first pitch of this first inning was on the lower outside corner, called for a strike 1. Chris Burke plays for Melbourne in the Australian Baseball League. Second pitch coming in, that is low and inside for a ball. It's a 1-1 count. Shiroshi is one thing that Shiroshi is he'll go out, he'll go up. Like with the last round, he went up and then he went down. He plays all over the plate. So really, he keeps hitters guessing. That's one thing that's really good. That was low, right at the knees, popped up. Coming in on it is the center fielder, Stuart Fairchild. Stuart Fairchild records the out. The first out of the inning for Taiwan is caught by Stuart Fairchild in center field. 1 out, nobody on for Australia on the bottom of the first, in a 0-0 ball game at the Tokyo Dome. Each team has had 1 base runner, but since then, both pitchers have really calmed down. And again, this is what I said earlier. Alex Wells has been getting his outs via the strikeout, which takes more pitches. Shu now is on 30 pitches. And he is now on his second batter of the third inning. And that's a little bit high, a little bit too high. Now, The umpire has given a little bit high, but that was a little bit too high. So Kennelly now is a 1-0 count. He plays for Perth on the west coast of Australia in the ABL. That is on the outside corner. That is driven out into center field. Stuart Fairchild for Taiwan under the ball for the catch. That's 2 straight fly outs to Stuart Fairchild in center field for Taiwan. And again, this is one thing that Shiroshi is doing a lot better right now than Alex Wells, is he's conserving his pitches. So he can stay in the game longer. Alex Wells is probably going to be out of the game either during or after the 4th inning because he's going to reach his pitch limit. Shiroshi is going to last at least to the 5th, maybe the 6th, the way he's going right now. And the first pitch is low. And I'm not sure if the umpire gave the swing or if that was an appeal to the third base umpire, but either way, they called it a strike. He did not hold the swing. So strike 1, Shiroshi, right-hander pitching against the left-hander Travis Bazzana, who grounded out 6-3 grounded out unassisted to the first baseman in the first inning. So we now have a 1-1 count. That ball was in the dirt, got away from the catcher, Wu Yanting. And so we have a 1-1 count in the bottom of the first with 2 outs for Australia. That was the 35th pitch that was fouled behind the catcher. And so we have a 1-2 count. Shu has only, again, thrown 35 pitches as opposed to Wells, who's getting close to 50. And remember, there is a 65-pitch count. We have a 1-2 pitch, the right-hander Shu pitching to the left-hander, and that is drawn foul, okay, down the first base side. It's a foul ball. We have a 1-2 count. There'll be another 1-2 count offering to the left-hander Bazzana for the Australians, working with 2 outs. Both of them were flyouts to Stuart Fairchild, who plays for the Taiwanese center fielder. And that is high. The umpire didn't see. Here's where I think pitchers are going to have a bit of a legitimate grief with this umpire. He has not been consistent on that high pitch. So he's given some of those as strikes, but this one he just gave as a ball. Now, Bazzana was a number 1 pick for Cleveland. He's actually the highest foreign pick in the MLB draft. So that ball was on the upper outside corner, fouled off to the left, went opposite field with that, fouled off to the left down the third base line. There is still a 2-2 count. And here comes another 2-2 offering from Shiroshi, the Taiwanese pitcher, to the Australian hitter with 2 outs. There was only 5 seconds. That was actually, I think, the only time in this game for either Shu or Wells that I've seen the 5-second warning come on the pitch clock. That's how fast both of these pitchers have been working. The pitch clock has not even been a factor. And here we go again. Again, these two are just not wasting any time at all. That ball, that gets into right center field, past the Taiwanese second baseman, gets out past the second baseman, who is Lin Ziwei for Taiwan, gets that into right center field for a single, and it's going to be Australia's second hit of the ball game. Both of them singles. Bazzana throws that one or dumps that one into right center field, just past Lin Ziwei, the Taiwanese second baseman. And so we get a 2-out single for Australia with Curtis Mead, who had Australia's first hit in the first inning up to bat. So Australia may be thinking, okay, we have a chance here to get a 2-out rally. So we'll see. We have right-hander against right-hander. And that first pitch is a breaking ball in the upper part of the outside corner for strike 1. It's going to be an 0-1 count coming into Curtis Mead, who played some with the Rays and White Sox last year in Major League Baseball. So he does have some Major League experience. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Shiroshi. That is outside corner. That is a pop-up, and that is going to harmlessly. Who's going to take it? It's not Zhang Kunyu. It's the second baseman who's going to take it. That's Lin Ziwei, the former Boston Red Sox, who takes that, and it's no problem. And again, very good job of conserving his pitches. He's probably still got a couple innings left in him. Shiroshi does. And so whereas Alex Wells is probably about to enter his last inning of the ball game because of the pitch rule. So while Alex Wells is looking really, really impressive with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts, including 5 strikeouts in a row, strikeouts generally add to your pitch count, which is not where you want to be in this format, where you only have 65 pitches in the first round. Shiroshi has pitched, I think, throwing about 35 pitches. Still got 30 pitches left on his pitch count after 3. He's probably got 2 more innings left in him. He might even be able to get into the 6th, the way the pitching is going. But I will be surprised if Alex Wells gets into the 5th. He might not even finish the 4th. We shall see, depending on how the inning goes. But he's been throwing a lot of strikeouts and strikeouts take more pitches. Two of those strikeouts that he got were to Stuart Fairchild, both of them looking. So Stuart Fairchild has not really made much of an impression in his first outing for Taiwan's team in the World Baseball Classic. But we have upcoming now, the next three batters for Taiwan in the top of the fourth are going to be Li Nanke, Chen Jianxian, and Zhang Yucheng, or Yu Chang, as he's known in the United States. And so one of the things that Alex Wells is going to have to deal with these set of hitters is this is the heart of the Taiwanese lineup. This is where most of the power is. Li Nanke is one of the top power hitters in Taiwan. Zhang Yucheng is also a power hitter. Used to play for the Boston Red Sox, known as Yu Chang. Zhang Yucheng in Chinese. He plays for the Fubon Guardians now. And Chen Jianxian. These are all power hitters. These are all players that can go deep. And Li Nanke has gone deep at Tokyo Dome. Okay, Li Nanke knows how to go deep in this stadium. But he flew out pretty harmlessly to the shortstop his first time up. And so we have a sign up there, Taiwan Go. But he put Elta TV. It was an Elta TV. So one thing in Taiwan baseball is they have a lot of towels. Yeah, and they have towels with players' names on them. They have towels with cheerleaders' names on them. This was specifically a towel for Team Taiwan. Yes, it was a Team Taiwan towel that someone was holding up. And Elta TV is one of the TV networks. There are actually multiple TV networks in Taiwan that are broadcasting games. It's not like in Japan where Netflix is broadcasting the games, which has brought a lot of controversy in Japan. Many Japanese are angry about that. So now we're in the top of the fourth. And Li Nanke, the Taiwanese power hitter, is up. That is well high and inside. Jack O'Loughlin is now the pitcher. So Alex Wells is out. Jack O'Loughlin is in. So he had 10 starts with Adelaide. So we're going to see if he has a different approach. Now, that ball was in the heart of the strike zone. Li Nanke was looking, strike one, so it's a 1-1 count. He also was a pretty fast worker. He played with Adelaide in South Australia. That drop ball is pulled the second baseman. Nice defensive play by the Australian second baseman, Bazana. He pulled that off the ground. That was really hard hit by Li Nanke. Pulled it basically off the turf of the Tokyo Dome artificial turf and tossed it to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. So I think that goes as a ground out, and it's going to go 4-3 to the first baseman. So it's going to be one out for Taiwan. I'll say one thing about Jack O'Loughlin here. Getting that out is actually really huge because Li Nanke is a dangerous hitter. And so if that's going to be your first hitter to get him out, that's actually going to be good for your confidence. Chen Jianxian, though, is just as dangerous a hitter. But you have lefty against lefty, so it's going to be a little bit of an advantage for the Australian pitcher. But it's now an 0-2 count. Chen Jianxian played for the Uni President Lions. And that's going to also a grounder, not nearly as hard as Li Nanke's ground out to second base. But it's going to look exactly the same in the scorebook. It's going to be a 4-3 put out for the Australians, second base to first base. That's going to be Travis Bazana. Second base to Risen Wingrove at first base to get the second out for Australia. O'Loughlin is on the mound. Okay, he's in the set. And coming up for Taiwan is Zhang Yucheng, or Yu Chang as he's known. And now we're low and get down to 3 before we start the windup. That was high, and that's going to be ball 1 to Zhang Yucheng. Zhang Yucheng was on the All-World Baseball Classic team last time around. Now he's working a lot faster this time. Now that is outside, goes past the catcher, goes to the backstop. It's going to be a 2-0 count to Zhang Yucheng. So this is where Zhang Yucheng can be really dangerous. Zhang Yucheng with an 0-2 count, knowing that he's going to get something good to look at, he can be really dangerous in this situation. And that's exactly what he does. It goes right into the heart of the strike zone. Zhang Yucheng, being Zhang Yucheng, pulls that into left field. Solid single. It's going to be the first base hit for Taiwan in the top of the fourth inning. Zhang Yucheng on first base with 2 outs for Taiwan, and Wu Nianting is up next. And so, basically, this was a breaking ball, really, really prime spot. I think Zhang Yucheng probably wishes he had done more with that, but he looks pretty happy, signaling to the Taiwanese dugout. The first hit of the day for Taiwan, he's Taiwan's second base runner. So he's got a base runner on first base. The cheerleaders on the dugout are happy, cheering for Taiwan. And now you're starting to hear. And also I see some of the Japanese are also cheering for the Taiwanese, and which is not surprising because Taiwan and Japan have a very close relationship. And when Taiwan won the Premier 12, the Japanese were actually very, very positive. Now that was a nice pitch, low strike zone breaking ball. had Wen Yanting looking, so it's now an 0-2 count. Travis from the Guardians, one of the cheerleader spokesmen, is up there, and that's high, a little bit outside. And if I stop talking, the Taiwanese are loud right now. Yeah, the Taiwanese. It doesn't take much to get the Taiwanese fans going. The Taiwanese have been really up for this for quite some time. The Taiwanese have been talking about it. The Taiwanese a lot. I have coworkers who have friends who made the trip to Tokyo for this, and so yeah, the Taiwanese have a really luck right now. That was low swinging strike. It's gonna be the third out. Unfortunately from Taiwan. That's going to be Jack O'Loughlin's first strikeout of the game, and that's the 7th strikeout for Australian pitching. Australian pitching has really been throwing a lot of strikeouts, and so they bring in a reliever in the 4th inning. Alex Wells running a little bit high on the pitch count, but really the same result. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave at this point because I have to go to work. I will be here this evening for the Korea-Czech Republic game. I'll be a little bit late for the Korea-Czech Republic game. I'll be logging on at about 6:15 or so, and after that I'll do basically the entire Korea Republic and Czechia game, and we'll see how that one goes. You expect Korea Republic will win that one. This game is actually a really important game to see who's going to be in the battle for second place. So we'll sign off then. And I did see some people did pop in during the stream, and so I appreciate it. This is, again, my practice. This is my first time doing this, and so I'm not expecting a lot of people, but anyone who wants to join in, I'm happy to have you. I just love the World Baseball Classic so much that I'm really, really excited, and we'll see how Taiwan does.